Welcome to Wake Up and Dream, where we're here and committed to you to really help you tap into your undiscovered potential, your true self, your unlimited possibilities for your life. That's what lights us up when we can help people to start dreaming. And today's topic is, I think, one of the most awareness pieces in this journey. And it's all about these two little guys here. So I know that if you're listening to the podcast, you can't see these, but I'm holding up two dimes. Okay. These are, well, for better, I guess for my analogy, these are called paradigms. Get it? You gotta love it. So paradigms.
I love that, Lisa.
Thank you.
So funny.
So we're gonna talk about paradigms today. And I thought these two dimes were really a really good anchor for us to have during our discussion. So I want you to think about these two dimes, these paradigms, and I want you to think about what are some thoughts that you have about a dime. I would say, if I asked my kids what their thoughts were about a dime, they'd be like, I'll just throw it away. It's not worth much. Like, it's for them, it's like, meh, as they say, meh, right?
So great.
so some would say, that it's not worth much, or it's not going to amount to much. I really can't get ahead in life with just a dime. It might be like it's the smallest of all the coins in the US currency. It's not significant. It's not that big of a deal. It doesn't matter. That's some thoughts that you could have about a dime. But let's go back to generations ago when, depression and people were coming out of the depression. You saw people not only saving their dimes, but they were saving their pennies. And every penny counts. If they saw a penny, on the sidewalk, they were picking that penny up. And it was worth something because they knew that it would accumulate, right? They knew that it was an investment into their preferred future. They couldn't see what this dime could do in the moment, right? It's just a dime. But they believed that it had the potential to grow, to accumulate, and to achieve the financial goal that they had in mind. So, what does that have to do with our topic on paradigms? What has everything to do with this? Because the very definition of paradigm, and I'm taking it from Bob Proctor, who really, for me, was the first to tell me and introduce and talk about what paradigms are. Paradigms, according to Bob Proctor, are a set of habitual thoughts and beliefs that almost exclusively control our results. I'm going to say that again so you can grab your head around it. A paradigm is an habitual thought or belief that almost exclusively, like almost 100%, controls the results that we get in our life. So going back to our paradigms here, right? So I want to take this analogy of these two dimes even deeper. So let's talk about you and what you think about you. On one hand, your paradigm could be saying, and this is no shame, no blame, no judgment. This is this this is life, right? We all have paradigms, and some paradigms serve us well, have gained us amazing success in our life. So paradigms aren't negative just in and of itself. We make them either positive or negative. So maybe your paradigm about yourself is, you know, I I feel like here's sorry, my belief about myself might be I love people, and because I love people, um, sharing the products that I have in my company come easy to me because it comes from a place of love. If I believe that about myself, that was my paradigm, then sharing, as many of you may or may not know, I am a direct sales leader and I work with my team to work on discovering what is their paradigms. Do they have a negative paradigm? Do they have a positive paradigm? Do they have a little combination of both? That's what most of us do, right? We're not like this walking superstar that always thinks positive thoughts about ourselves. It just doesn't happen, right? But let's say that we had the paradigm that said, I I love people and I get to share these products out of me wanting to love and help people have good quality skincare that is cancer free. If that was my paradigm or my dominant thought and belief about me and what I was doing, this paradigm would take me to the top. This paradigm would make me wildly successful in my direct sales business, right? But what if my paradigm is more like, I don't want to be that pushy sales lady, or I don't think I can do this. I've never done this before. Or, you know, when I was growing up, I always heard, oh, you're never going to amount to anything. And even though I don't hear that anymore, I still believe it. And so that's a daily struggle that I have in finding my worth, my success, my courage to step out and pursue the things that I really want in my life. That paradigm, that's not serving you. It's keeping you back from your true potential, your your amazing life that I believe God has for each of us. We get to co-create like we had shared in episodes in the past, right? We are co-creators of the life that we want. But what often dictates whether we achieve that life, it all boils down to our paradigms. Our paradigms. So that that was like I woke up with this idea of these two dimes and I'm like, this is so true. It's so true in whether you're a mom taking care of and raising those kiddos. Like, what are you saying to yourself? What's your dominant thoughts and beliefs around your role as a mom? What about in corporate or in your career? Like, do you believe that you're worthy of a promotion? And these are questions that, like, a coach can really help you to get to the bottom of it because we don't take time. I mean, I'll just call a spade a spade. In this fast-paced world, we are going nonstop, and to even sit and journal about, write down 3 things that happened good in our day, it is hard to do. It's hard to create that habit, right? But what if our paradigm said, it's it's my growth that's important, and journaling gives me life and fuels my desire to pursue the things that light me up. What if that was your dominant belief around journaling? I hope you're catching the idea here. It's it's the fact that our thoughts and beliefs, they are a choice. And oftentimes we buy into the lie that it is true. When a coach or a team leader like myself, this is what I do with my team. I help my team to uncover what I had a meeting last night, and we were talking about sharing all the things that this direct sales company can offer people. You know, it can offer them great products, it can offer them chances to get products at a discount for free, and it can offer them the opportunity to make some money unlimited, honestly, whether it's $100 or it's you want to replace your salary. There's no ceiling. But when I say that to my team, I know for a fact some of them are going, yes, yes, that's why I'm here. I want that. This is what I believe at my core, and I know I can do it. I just need to keep going. But the majority of them have the paradigm that is saying, and it's not serving them, and it's even a lie. It's saying, I don't I don't think I can do that. I'm not as good as you, Lisa. Or what if I fail? Like I have failed in the past and I'm scared of failing. Those thoughts, one gal said, I'm failing miserably at this. She wrote it in the chat. So that thought right there, if that's her dominant thought, I'm failing miserably at this. And you can apply that to your marriage, your parenting, anything, right? I'm failing miserably at this. If that is her belief, and thoughts become beliefs when spoken repeatedly in our mind to ourselves. If that is her belief, do you think she's ever going to be successful in her direct sales business? No, no, because what we think about, we bring about. And so your paradigm is so important. And it's so important to have awareness around your paradigm. And that's where talking with a coach, talking with one of us, talking with a friend that's going to help you to determine between a paradigm that's serving you and if you have a friend and you say, I'm just feeling like I'm failing miserably at my direct sales business. Well, if you have a friend that says, oh, that sucks, like maybe you should just quit, maybe you should just, maybe it's not for you. Well, that friend is not serving you because it's keeping you in that belief. It's not heightening your awareness to say, you know what? Tell me, is that true? Like, how are you even coming to that conclusion that you're failing miserably? That's the friend that's asking you the questions, that's pulling out beliefs, because my guess is that that belief is been a pattern in her life all the way back to grade school. That's the power of this community in our Facebook group, connecting with us. This is in my opinion the great awakening. Like I tell people, I didn't have a midlife crisis, I had a midlife awakening. And it was because I got to look at my paradigms objectively and say, you know what? I don't think this is true. And if it's not true, what is the truth about me, about what my potential, about what I believe? Because either your paradigm can serve you or your paradigm will keep you stuck. That is the power of a paradigm. So, gals, take it away. What do you think? What came up?
Ooh, so Lisa, this is so good. Like, I love the idea and how we were taught the paradigms through Bob Proctor and then our coach, Julie Ciardi. Like, it just brings so much light. And in a way, like you said, without judgment, without shame, but it helps you to realize what you're really truly thinking of yourself and how it's serving you. Is it positive or negative? Are you getting results, or are you just spinning in circles day after day? And I think it's prevalent for women to do that because, I've talked many times before about how back in the day, high school, college, we have all these dreams and goals and we reach them. And then we get married and have kids and bills and big girl decisions to make. And we forget about ourselves. But during all that's happening, we bring these thoughts and these beliefs with us from probably failures in the past or someone telling us a negative thought, and we start believing it. And we forget to stop and think, is that really true? Am I failing at X, Y, and Z? Am I not serving my community? Am I not showing up in my marriage? Because the more you think about those things, like it will control your results. And the amazing thing, the gift that God gave us, was we have a choice. And I love, Lisa, that you said that in there, that we have a choice on how we want to move forward from today, right now, as you're listening to this in real time. Writing down, even, it helps to write down the things that you think about yourself, whether it's positive or negative, and writing them down and then really diving in. Is that true? Am I overweight? Am I unhealthy? Am I a failure? Am I failing at my marriage? Or am I beautiful? Do I love myself? Like, writing it all down and highlighting the good, the positive things that you can start shifting in your mind, and then making that choice. If some of the negative things you're writing down are maybe true, change it. You have the power to create these amazing results, to make changes in your life for you and everyone around you, to really create the life that you deserved. And that was just so key, Lisa, with a choice. You have the choice to do it.
I love that. I wanna just like put an exclamation point about what you just said, because I did say, like, is it true? Is it true? But, let's say you are overweight and you journal and you're like, am I overweight? And then you say, well, yes, I am, X amount of pounds overweight and I can't keep up with my kids, and, on and on and on. Okay, so that's all truth. So they've uncovered the truth, right? I mean, it's hard to do, but, and oftentimes we know the truth, right? We know the truth. But what is life-giving in that situation? Because sometimes we're believing lies and, like, I'm not worth it, or I could never be successful, or, all the things. But facts are, I'm overweight. If that's my reality, that is true. But what I loved what you said was, it doesn't have to become your truth. Like, you can offer your brain. One of my coaches uses that phrase. So, if this is your truth, I'm overweight, is that serving you? Instead of asking, is it true? Ask, is that thought or paradigm serving me? Is it getting me closer to my desired goal and dream? And if it's not, which I'm guessing it's not in the weight example, then the next question to ask yourself is, so what thought could I offer my brain? Because this is what happens. We get these neural pathways, and we've been offering our brain the thought, I'm overweight. I'm fat, whatever you want to say in this analogy. You've been offering your brain that thought, and it's created like ruts, like these deep ruts, and our thoughts easily, think about a tire going down a dirt road and it just automatically goes into the ruts, right? It's a well-worn path, and our brain acts the same way. It's going to just naturally divert to those neural pathways or ruts of our past thinking, because that's what it's always done. So when you ask yourself, and whether this is through, working with a coach, or it is journaling, but you're uncovering, is that the thought I want to believe? Is that the thought that's serving me? And if it's not, then let's create a new one. And it can't be like far-fetched, like I'm a superstar, size 2, walking on the stage by next month. Like that's, your brain's not going to accept that. So you need to offer your brain a truth, like, I'm getting better. I am making healthy choices for myself every day. That's a paradigm that your brain will accept, and over repetition and time, that will become the dominant neural pathways. And that's the power of these paradigms. That's it in a nutshell, right? But it's the fact that, yes, it may be a truth that it may be true, right? That negative thing about us, it may be true, but is it serving us? That's the real question to ask. And any thought that we have is changeable. So, how fun is that?
This is so good. So a couple of things I want to talk through, and then I will wrap this up. This was honestly, I was quiet through this whole time, just taking it all in and like writing notes because it was so good. And I can't wait next week to dive in a little bit deeper into how to actually change these paradigms. But two things that you said. Well, first off, with the coin, you totally blew my mind with the paradigm. Like that is genius. And it's funny because you've mentioned before, Lisa, about, faith and fear are two sides of the same coin. So when I first saw the coin, I was like, this is going to be a good one because she's going to talk about faith and fear and how that plays into paradigms. And you did, in a slightly different way. And I just thought that was so cool because I feel like the coin is like your thing. Like you have such a great way of explaining these things that just really make even me, like the reformed mindset guru here, believe like it's like anybody can understand this stuff. So first off, thank you for giving that amazing analogy. The second thing that you said that was like, it probably was such a small blip that you didn't even like pick up on it. But one of the words that you used during your coin analogy was how to create your preferred future. And I love that so much because our future is happening no matter what. But the thoughts and the paradigms and the way that you're showing up in either changing those paradigms or the awareness of them, you are creating your future, whether it's your preferred future or a future that you don't really prefer to have. And that choice is yours. And that word, like I'm getting chills even just saying it, like preferred future, like it's up to you and you alone to create that preferred future. And your paradigms are getting you to a certain result by changing some of those, by having first gaining awareness of those paradigms and then changing the ones that are not serving you. That's how you get to your preferred future. Like, so good. I feel like I just Lisa, you're amazing.
Thanks.
You're amazing.
Thanks.
So,
well, God gave me that idea literally while I was waking up this morning.
Amazing. I love
it's
how
so
that works. Of course, right? It's just
right.
This is how it works. This is how it works. I'm so glad that you received that so that you were able to share it with me and Kelly and with our listeners too. It's gold. It was so good, Lisa. So I feel like just to kind of sum and wrap this up, because I don't want to even go too much deeper because I feel like Lisa just did such a great job. But the first step in this work that you should be doing right this second is really waking up to what is possible. Like, what do you want? Is it the business? Is it the marriage? Is it this amazing relationship with your kids? All of that is possible, even probable, but you need to take that first step and you need to take a look at what is holding you back. Like, have that awareness of like, okay, this is the result that I want. This is the result that I'm getting. What that gap that exists, something is holding you back. And those are those paradigms that you're going to just uncover or discover as you're doing this exercise and writing about, this is what I want. This is not happening because X, Y, Z. And you're going to write all of these things down. You're going to discover the paradigm that's holding you back. Many of those paradigms are not truths. They are preventing you from reaching your goals, but they're not truths. So once you do this exercise, I feel like, okay, now what? I have a list of these paradigms. I know where I want to go. What do I do? How do I bridge this gap? And we're going to dive into that actually next week on what do you actually do to create new paradigms. And I feel like it's just like a perfect segue into that too. So this was such a good discussion. We're going to continue this chat in our Facebook group. So I really, really hope that you guys go over there and join us. If you have any questions for us, we are always available. So reach out on Instagram or in the Facebook group to chat. And just a reminder that we do at the end of every month do some Q&As as well. So even if questions come up as you're listening, send them over. And we have been compiling to do Q&As at the end of the month as well. So without further ado, I would like to bid you all farewell. Thank you so, so much for joining us this week. And we look forward to another amazing discussion next week. And until then, wake up and dream.